Hello, everybody. My name is Jerry Weathers. Welcome back. So usually we do a video podcast, but this time, even though we're on video and D can see me, I can't see him. That's fine. This is actually just an audio podcast, honestly. So if you guys don't know, if you guys haven't been around for this is called the Cheap Marks Podcast, all about wrestling. I don't have a background yet, as D can see, but that's okay. Um, yeah. So welcome. How are you, man?
Pretty good.
Good. Yeah. So this is a podcast we were doing a while ago, and then some stuff happened, and we had to stop doing it. But you're gonna help us bring in the the new Cheap Marks YouTube channel, buddy.
All right.
That's gonna be fun. Okay. So first, I want to get your thoughts.
Oh, I think you got muted. I can't hear you. Your mic is muted.
Every time I do stuff, I swear to God, I always get muted. Anyway, I want to get your thoughts on Eric Bischoff becoming one of the 2021 Hall of Fame inductees.
Well, I've always thought that WCW history is just as important to WWE as WWE history. Of course, I think he deserves it, to be honest.
I do. I agree. Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm kind of surprised. I know he's been employed with WWE a few times now, but it's one of those inductions like you never thought would happen. Like Sting never thought that would happen. And then it did. Like it was just kind of, I don't know. I think it's always kind of weird when you think something's never going to happen. And of course I say never, but
Yeah.
you just don't think it's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
I did hear some news, some rumors anyway, about maybe Daniel Bryan being an inductee this year. What do you think about that?
Okay, so in case people, I don't know if you know why the rumor started, but there was an image on the WWE network. There was like a collection of like best of Daniel Bryan or whatever, and above it said Daniel Bryan 2021 WWE Hall of Fame inductee. But then that got removed. So some people think it was just uh like an error.
Yeah, I would. That's what I chalk it up to. But you never know. Maybe
Yeah.
they just did it early.
I mean, I some people I think get inducted too early, like the Bella Twins. I don't think they've done enough. I don't think the Bella Twins' legacy has been important enough this early to really induct them. But Daniel Bryan has.
Right. I agree. You kind of fade out there a little bit. That's kind of odd.
Oh, the sound?
Anyway, yeah, it was kind of in and out. It was really weird.
Oh, okay. I'll try to get closer to the mic.
Um,
But not to disparage the Bella Twins. I don't want to
sure.
be seen like a hater. It's just, you know.
No, I get it. Don't worry. I wanted to get your thoughts on what could happen with the Fiend coming back. I heard some rumors that he might come back in Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton, which I think is on Fastlane tonight, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I heard some talk about him maybe showing up tonight, in time for WrestleMania, but I don't know for sure if he would.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I don't really keep up with Raw that much, but I do
Yeah,
like The Fiend.
me
And
too.
The Fiend and Jeff Hardy are like my favorite things about Raw.
Yeah, I would. I have to agree, honestly. Um, the Fiend, I think, is one of the best characters in a long time in wrestling. Uh, obviously, uh, Jeff Hardy is one of the best wrestlers, probably of all time, maybe top 10, depending on what you think of him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to look up a picture. Want to get your thoughts on a picture real quick.
All right.
But while I'm getting this picture up, what are you excited for WrestleMania this year?
Well, it's gonna be. They're finally gonna have live fans, so that's a big deal to me.
It is, yeah, I agree.
And yep. And also, I there's a WWE Championship match between Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, if I'm correct.
Yeah. I heard it was gonna be Brock. Brock was gonna get inserted to that in the lead up.
Okay, I didn't hear the Brock part. I was gonna say I hope that Brock gets involved somehow.
Well, it was reported by Dave Meltzer that it's supposed
Oh,
to be Brock. Yeah, take it with a grain of salt, but it's supposed to be Brock and Bobby and Drew for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania.
all right.
But
Yeah,
again, take it with a grain of salt.
we'll see what happens. Even if Brock is not involved, I'd still like to see the match just because I really like Drew McIntyre. I've been a fan of his since. Remember when he first came to WWE when that whole Chosen One storyline? I was a
Yeah.
fan of him back then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I didn't know that the whole Chosen One thing. I don't think anyone knew that the whole Chosen One thing was a real shoot. Vince McMahon really did think of him that highly.
He did. Yeah, for real. It is kind of weird to think about, just because usually they're not so open about it, like with Roman Reigns and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he was really, really high on Drew McIntyre back then.
Hmm.
Um, which is kind of funny to think about now because, I was a fan of Drew McIntyre in the 3MB, which is where I became a fan of Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater as well. I really like that faction a lot. And what the fuck? Sorry. And I don't know. I always liked that faction, and I was never really sure why people didn't like it.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
I just think that it was people expected better from Drew. The way they pushed him at first, he was supposed to be this big star, and all of a sudden now he's being thrown in with this group of clowns that are dancing and playing air guitar. Like, yeah, it's funny, but it's it was beneath what we expected from Drew. That's kind of when I stopped watching wrestling. Was when the whole 3MB thing started.
Sure. Yeah.
And now I watch it again.
Right. Yeah. I guess I get it kind of, but I don't know. I always liked that kind of shit. So that's just me. Trying to get this fucking okay, fine. I guess we'll just do it this way so you can see it.
All right.
Because it's really pissing me off that I can't get it out here for some reason. All right. Can you see that picture real well?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. So what does this remind you of right here?
Kind of reminds me of the Wyatt family.
That's what I said. That's what I said. It's fucking Vincent Marcellia or whatever the fuck his name is. And then, I don't know, these two other people, I have no idea who it is. Apparently they're called, the Righteous or something? It's really weird. I don't know.
Okay.
But he does. He looks like Bray Wyatt. It's really odd.
Yeah.
That's
a Ring of Honor thing, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's for This is for the build up to 19th anniversary.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just really, really weird that they would do that. So I just show you because I just thought it was really odd.
Yeah.
Anyway, is 19th anniversary before Supercard of Honor?
I don't know. Really keep up with Ring of Honor.
I mean, I love Ring of Honor. I really got into it when the Young Bucks were on it. Obviously,
Okay.
I'm a mark. I know. All right, let's talk about some AEW shit, man.
All right.
So AEW just got Big Show a few weeks ago. I would really like to hear what you think about that.
Well, I guess WWE wasn't giving him the money that he wanted. I think that's what I heard, and he
Yeah.
moved, and he took money that the AEW was offering him.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are really upset that AEW keeps getting all these WWE guys.
Well, yes, I've heard that. I don't know that I'm upset by it. I fear that AEW will become just another Impact. Getting all the ex WWE people.
See now, while I understand, I'm gonna quote. I'm gonna paraphrase Chris Jericho here. One of the best wrestlers alive, I would say. Chris Jericho, obviously AEW is a pretty new brand and everything. Chris Jericho had come out and said that I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was basically along the lines of, AEW is still so new. It's only been around for a little over a year, maybe a year and a half or so, officially with the Dynamite show and everything. And in order to get more eyes on the product, you need to get more established stars like Jericho, like Sting, like Omega, who's been in the business a while, like the Bucks, Cody. I know the Young Bucks aren't WWE guys, but Cody, Big Show, Sting, Arn Anderson, all these guys to really get more eyes on the product. Whereas like NXT, for example, they bring in already established indie stars, bring them to NXT, and that's how they get their views, their viewers, their watchers and shit. So why can't you do it with AEW like TNA did? I mean, TNA did the same thing. WCW, even though it technically wasn't a new brand at the time, did the same thing. They got these established stars, pushed them, WCW pushed them to the moon. And then, of course, Jeff Jarrett pushed himself to the moon. But,
right.
But, you bring in these established stars, you get more viewers on the product, you get more people watching the product, and then you make new wrestling fans. Where I understand a lot of people are coming from is like, well, these older guys, they're just going to push them. But as far as I've seen, they've only really pushed, Cody and the Bucks, FTR, I guess. But, I mean, they're pushing, Darby Allin. Lucha Express is getting, it seems like they're getting a lot of airtime on TV. Butcher and the Blade with the Bunny, I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know. I agree, kind of, but I mostly disagree with what a lot of people say. And if that really bothers you, like not you personally, but like you in general, then why watch? Like, why watch the show at all?
Exactly. That's why I just don't watch AEW, because I know that if I watched it, I would just complain all day. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to be in a bad mood. I don't want to complain. So I'd rather just not watch it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. If people want to watch it, they can go ahead. Some people watch AEW and WWE. Good for them. You can watch both.
Yeah. You can watch whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the problem is though, everyone kind of find something to complain about, and either they know it, like know what's happening or not. I feel like people just like to complain.
Yeah.
Which is what all these people are doing. They're like, oh, like it goes the same way with people complaining about WWE too. Like, if you don't watch it, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Like, you don't have to watch, wrestling you consider bad just so you can complain about it. Like, that's not how it's supposed to work. Just watch what you like.
Yep.
Which is why I don't watch anything, because it's weird watching wrestling now. There's no crowds or anything, and it's just really weird.
Yeah.
I'm really waiting for crowds to come back, because I really do enjoy ROH. I think ROH is probably what I know. It's like an indie company. I feel like that's really part of the minor leagues for wrestling, is like ROH and even like PWG and all these smaller companies. Those are like the AAA leagues and the AA leagues, and really helping establish people. And then they bring it up to AEW or Impact or WWE or whatever. New Japan, I would count that as a major league too. And then you just get more eyes on the product,
Yeah.
Anyway, I kind of went on a tangent, but oh well.
That's fine.
Oh, have you seen? Did you? So you don't watch AEW, but did you watch Botchamania?
I sometimes, but not recently.
So Botchamania put up one of the recent videos. Had the ending of AEW Revolution.
Oh, I did see that.
So funny. Like, I don't even know. I know what they were going for, but they just severely just bombed. No pun intended, but they. Oh my god, that was just bad. That was just bad. Upsetting.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Hey, well, while it's on my mind, real quick, going back to the thing with Drew McIntyre and the three amigos or whatever.
Yeah,
three
amigos.
If you look at Retribution, they at first they seem like this really powerful group. Like, oh my gosh, they're gonna completely take over the WWE. Now they're just a bunch of jobbers. They're as a team right now. They hold 0 championships.
Yep.
And Maze, the big black guy from Retribution, he was trained by Booker T.
Yeah, Mace. That's fuck. Who is that? He was on commentary. Dio Madden? Is that
Dio Madden? That's him. Yeah. And Booker T, I heard this from Booker T himself during a class, because I used to be a student of his until recently. He told me, he told the class that he feels bad for Maze, because Maze, when Maze was training in Houston at Booker's school, he's already tall enough as he is. He's like 6'6" or something. And they taught him to just be this big monster and to wrestle like he's even bigger than he already is, and to just act like a huge monster and a huge star. And now that he's in WWE, they put a mask on him and threw him in with a group of jobbers, and he's not the same anymore. And Booker T is, I don't think he said he was disappointed, but you could kind of tell with his voice that he was disappointed in what they're doing with him now.
Yeah, I had to agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I don't even know why. Yeah, I'm looking him up right now. So you have Mustafa Ali, which is good to a point, because Mustafa, I always thought Mustafa was good on the mic, and if you're gonna have a leader, you got to have someone who's a good promo, and I always thought Ali was a good promo, to be quite honest. Now maybe he might not. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of biased because I do like Ali. I like his promos. I because he can be cryptic at times, and it's really it's really intriguing. And he's a really good wrestler, and it's just amazing, right? But then the problem is, right? You change everyone's names. Like Dio Madden is Mace, and what Reckoning I think is Mia Yim.
Yeah.
What? Why? But why? Like it doesn't make any sense. And then none of them have except for Ali, none of them really have an issue with WWE itself. I mean, Mia Yim is, or at least was, one of the most pushed women in NXT at the time before she got called up. And she was doing it big, man. Like she was on top, and now she's not. Now she's on the bottom, and that's really sad because I like Mia Yim too.
Oh yeah.
Who's this? Slapjack.
I don't like that name at all.
That name. I don't like any of these names, dude. Mace. It's a dumb name. Reckoning. That's a dumb name. Slapjack. I don't even understand it. T-Bar. What? And Retaliation.
Well, their Retaliation was going to be a name, but that person's not on the team anymore.
Well, she was on the team for a couple months.
Was that Mercedes Martinez?
Yeah, August 3rd. It says August 3rd of 2020 to October 9th, 2020. So she was there for a little bit.
It seemed like it was shorter than that, but okay.
Then they have one more person on here that's not named. So I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be Mustafa.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Retribution is probably the worst booked faction since the Nexus, to be quite honest.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure we all remember that. Awful.
It's just a dumb group, and it's not even really the names that bother me that much. I mean, look at Mick Foley. His name was Mankind. That's the dumbest name I've ever heard, but he was still good. Same with Edge.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah. Well, did you hear his name before he got called Edge?
Was it Sexton Hardcastle?
Yeah. Why? But why? And that's his name. Like, That's what he came up with. Oh God. Jesus. We could just talk about bad wrestler names forever. No, but like the problem with this is like, because at the beginning they closed. Was it SmackDown or was it Raw?
I mean, what?
Like, okay, so at the beginning, when one of the first times they were shown on screen, they closed. I think they closed SmackDown.
Oh,
where they destroyed the ring.
I don't remember which show that was.
I think it was SmackDown. Actually, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. It is SmackDown. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So they attacked the announcers. They just completely demolished the ring. I was like, wow, this is gonna be awesome. Like, I was so excited, and then they immediately dropped the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be stupid, and it was. I blame creative. To be quite honest, I blame creative.
Yeah, well, I don't know who said. I don't know if Jim Cornette said this or someone else, but creative they hire a bunch of television writers that don't really know anything about professional wrestling. Write these shows and
yeah. I know. I don't know about now, but I know back in the Ruthless Aggression era, they hired soap opera writers, and that's what it looked like. It looked like a goddamn soap opera in the middle of wrestling. So,
Yeah.
Job well done. I don't know.
Well, and they got Bruce Pritchard at the head of creative, which Bruce
Yeah.
Pritchard knows more. I mean, he's been around the wrestling business since forever.
Yeah.
Uh,
80, 87, 86, I think.
yeah, like
That's a
back
long
when
time.
back when Houston wrestling was still a thing. He was in Houston wrestling, being mentored by Paul Bosch and everything, and now the thing is, from what I've heard, Bruce Pritchard is known to be into like pranks and like silly things, silly
Yeah.
comedy things. Not just in wrestling, but just in general.
Yeah.
He's always joking around, and I think that, you know, I guess that's WWE's style, but maybe sometimes they're a little bit too silly.
Sometimes it can be. Yeah. Well, I think the real problem is Vince, and I know this is probably going to sound stupid, but I mean Vince is the head of everything. I mean he has to sign off on every single thing that happens.
Yeah.
Now, if he would have just let Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff do what they wanted to do on Raw and SmackDown respectively, it could have been so awesome. It could have been, but because
Yeah.
Vince had to have his fingers in every little thing, I mean, Raw and SmackDown scripts literally get wrote. They were getting wrote. Well, I think they're still getting written during like minutes and during the show, minutes before the show and during the show, because Vince didn't like it. Like just because Vince has to sign off on everything, and I think that's the real problem here, is that no matter what creative does, no matter if Vince likes it one day, he doesn't like it the next day, and then he just rips it up. And it's like, you can't do that. You have to have some kind of plan in place. And it's never going to change.
Yeah. Vince McMahon is ultimately the one in power, and
Mhm.
um, I don't think that Vince McMahon is getting any better with age as far as his ideas and his creativity. I don't think it's improving one bit
No.
with age. I think it's declining, sadly.
Um, yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people don't like this, but he is literally out of touch with what wrestling is. Like,
Yeah.
what was it? Oh, fuck, what was it? He was watching a Bray Wyatt match. It was it the God damn it, I can't remember what it was now. Anyway, Vince was watching a Bray Wyatt match. Or no. Yeah, he was watching the Matt Hardy Bray Wyatt match.
Mhm.
Uh with the match that they had one year. And he literally sat there and said, I don't get it.
Mm. Okay.
Like after it was over, like he's like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's kind of the problem. You have these really creative people like Bray Wyatt, like Matt Hardy, who are coming
Mhm.
into the wrestling business, who know what they want to do, who know like they know what they want to do with their character. And
Mhm.
because you don't get it, you don't want to put it on your show. And that's the ultimate problem here.
Yeah, and I've heard that Vince McMahon has never watched any wrestling other than his own.
Yep.
So he wouldn't know the matches that Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy had in
No.
Impact with those cinematic matches. He wouldn't know because he's never watched it. You know?
No. No, he won't. He won't go back and watch it.
Nope.
And it's kind of messed up when you're running a wrestling promotion. You don't even watch what your contemporaries are doing.
Hmm.
It, I don't know. It's just really weird to me that you would have all this power and literally just like, I don't get it. Who,
Hmm.
who fucking cares? Like, well, because their fans care. I mean, that's all Matt Hardy did for a year, 2 years in TNA and Impact. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense to me. Then again, doesn't make any sense to him either. So
Yeah.
um, Let's see here.
There's a topic that I thought you would have asked me, which is Andrade. I don't know if you've heard about Andrade.
Yeah, I almost forgot about Andrade. Yeah, so for people who don't know, Andrade Cien Almas, I'm going to call him that because I like that better.
Hmm.
As for his WWE release, like over a week ago now, and was denied. Took out WWE out of his bio, out of his handle. Does not want to be there,
Yeah.
and they just denied it. Yes, I want to know your thoughts on that.
Well, I understand why he would want to leave. I mean, they haven't been giving him any television time. What I think his last match was like in October or something like that. He hasn't
Yeah,
been. I get it. I understand why. But once again, when I see these comments online of people saying he should go to AEW, I think be careful what you wish for. Here's another thing: the Booker T. I'm not. I say this online and people shit on me and they're like, "Oh, you're stupid." I'm like, "Well, I'm not making this. This is not coming from me. This is coming from Booker T. He said it. I'm just Booker T told me that the reason that Andrade is getting held back in WWE is because he can't speak English. That's
yeah,
it. It's his
yeah,
promos. You
yeah.
can't just Zelina Vega is gone. You can't just who are you gonna pair up Cien Almas with? Freaking Paul Heyman? No, he's on SmackDown. Like,
Well, it's supposed to be Charlotte.
okay, was it? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
that
supposed to be, but that never
okay.
happened.
Well, that might have been good, but
It
he's
would have
not.
been.
I mean, I I don't think that moving to AEW will automatically fix his lack of promo skills. They will give him more matches
Mm-hmm.
and more attention in AEW, but that doesn't mean that it'll be better for his character because at the end of the day, you need to be able to communicate in the language of the audience that you're presenting to. I
That
mean,
is true. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, you have to. I mean, there's in order to get over you have to speak the language, and that's why I don't get why they hire Mexican wrestlers, right? Which
mhm,
is cool, but
mhm,
like you don't even know if they speak the language well or whatever. Like Ray's from San Diego, so obviously he knows English. But
yeah,
Andrade's from Mexico. Like he's
yeah,
not even from like Texas or California or anything. Like he's from Mexico.
yeah,
So obviously he's not going to know English very well because he wasn't taught it. He was I'm not sure if he knows English, but he like you said he has a really deep accent, and most people can't understand him. Which yeah, obviously because he's not an English speaking person,
yeah.
which really holds you back. It really does, and especially in WWE.
When you have someone like uh, Santos Escobar from NXT,
Yeah.
he's actually is also from Mexico. In fact, his first WWE appearance was at a he was he was he wasn't in a match. He was an extra playing a security guard or something
Mm.
when WWE went to Mexico in 2011, I think.
Oh, jeez. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, he actually they Santos Escobar is the son of Mexico's boxing and wrestling commissioner, I think.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, he like that family has a lot of power and stuff. So
Nice.
I'm guessing that that's how he got the tryout.
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't get the job back then, but at least he got to have his tryout. But one thing about him is now that he is in WWE, he actually is good at speaking English. He's very good. I don't know if you've heard him on the mic, but
I
he's
have
like,
not.
it, look up a clip when you get the chance or something. He
Yeah.
actually is very good on the mic. He's like Rey Mysterio level of clarity. He doesn't have a deep accent or anything.
Oh, I know him. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and he's from Mexico and he can still speak.
yeah,
You just, I'm guessing that he learned at a young age.
yeah. That's see now that I don't know how it is in high school for you,
Hmm.
uh, but up here at least, um, after my class graduated, every class under me has to learn or has to take foreign language classes, uh, which
Hmm.
we have Spanish and German and stuff. And but if you teach it young enough, you can have dual speakers.
Yeah.
But you have to teach it, young enough to where they, can learn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In my high school, that's how it was. I think the requirement was 2 years of for foreign language.
Okay.
Um, which I only took 1 year of foreign language, but that's because I had like a waiver. Because I'm fluent in Spanish, so they just kind of
Oh.
they're like, we'll give you credits for Spanish 1 and 2 without
Oh.
having to take it. Just take Spanish 3 for 1 year, and that'll count as 3 years of Spanish.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Um,
Right.
I am not fluent in Spanish. Well, that's okay. I took Spanish twice and I fucked up both times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty hard language to learn. To me, it's harder than English to learn properly.
If you really dedicate yourself to it, it can be easy. But if you're like not into it, like really wasn't into it,
Yeah.
then yeah, it's really hard to learn a new language.
Yeah.
It really is. Um, hmm. Yeah, yeah, I've seen him before. I've heard him talk. I didn't even know he's from Mexico. To be quite honest,
Yeah.
which is probably yeah why he's NXT Cruiserweight Champion.
His dad is El Fantasma. He's like a Mexican wrestling legend, I guess. And like I said, he's I don't know his official title, but I think it's something like the boxing and wrestling commissioner for Mexico. He's a powerful figure in the sport. If you remember the first Sin Cara, he was also from Mexico, and he
Yeah.
could not speak English. That's one of the reasons why that. Well, I wasn't there obviously, but I heard that that's one of the reasons why that they fired him.
Yeah, he couldn't speak English, and he refused to even try to speak English. Like we wouldn't even go to classes for it.
Yeah,
And he was just a dick all over.
yeah, I've heard a
He was
lot of
just,
bad things about him.
yeah, and I love how he got hurt on his first entrance too. I think that's funny.
Yeah, the second Sin Cara was from Texas, so he
Yeah,
could.
that's Hunico, right?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, he's good. I like him. I don't know where I went to, but let's see here. But I think Hunico now is just Sin Cara now. Like I don't think he's Hunico anymore.
well, he wrestles. He doesn't use the Sin Cara name anymore because
Oh no,
WWE owns that. He wrestles as Cinta de Oro, which means golden ribbon.
yeah, yeah, but he just wears the mask now. Like every time you look at his Instagram, he's always has the mask on.
Yeah,
Always, he never takes it off. Which is Mexican wrestling and stuff, but still.
yeah. I get, I might have gone off track a little bit. I get really excited about Mexican wrestlers and stuff.
Oh no, you're fine. I mean, I I've watched some. I Okay. Do you remember? Oh fuck, what was it? It was I think it was a AAA show when Rosemary got her arm taken out of her socket. You remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh fuck! What? I'm trying to remember the show. It was, I'm pretty sure it was a AAA show. Trying to find it. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what it was. But I think it was like a triple or a four-way. No, I didn't even write out the whole name. Okay. Oh, that's right. It was Triple Mania. It was Sexy Star versus Rosemary. Sexy Star goes to put Rosemary in an arm bar, and so Rosemary taps out. Well, Star just keeps it locked in and rips her arm out of her socket, like legitimately.
Damn.
Yeah. Let me see if this is.
Yeah, I mean, accidents happen. Same, if you remember, Paraguayo Jr., he was a Mexican wrestler who died during a match in the ring in a match against Rey Mysterio. I think it was a 3-on-3 match.
I believe so.
But I mean, accidents happen all the time, and
It does.
I don't think that Mexican wrestling is as regulated as it is here. Let me see.
I don't know, but here it is.
No alcanzará Jesús para la rendición. Vamos a ver si puede ser, la tiene para rendir, la tiene, sí, señoras y señores, refrendando su jerarquía, la 3 veces reina de reinas, 795 días en posesión, y los que va a ir sumando. Se vio claramente el odio entre Shani y Sexy Star, el odio entre Ayako y Sexy, el odio.
Yeah, she just pulled it out of her socket, like for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Yeah, man.
I don't even know why.
I know that the current NXT Women's Champion also was in AAA for some time. What's her name? Io Shirai. She wrestled in AAA.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
She wore a mask back then.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that was almost 4 years ago. Holy shit. Jesus, I can't believe it was that long ago. Damn. Anyway, yeah, I didn't even know Io Shirai wore a mask for wrestling back then.
Yeah. It was her and her sister. I think they were sisters or cousins or something, and they both wore masks. And I believe that when they showed in AAA, they do during the entrances. They have it where they show your picture and your name next to each other on the screen. Well, for them too, I think that they did it backwards. I think they labeled them backwards, which is not really important, but it's just a cool little fact that they looked so much alike and their costumes looked so much alike that they got him confused during the entrance graphics.
Right. Oh man, that happened to someone in WWE too. I can't remember who it was now, but they put up the wrong name. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that's all I have really. I didn't really like jot anything down. I don't have any notes for this or anything.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we want to talk about?
No, not really. Just to comment on the current state of wrestling. I don't think that it's as bad as people think. Wrestling
I
fans,
agree.
wrestling fans love to complain. I mean,
Yeah.
that's we
Yeah.
love to, you know, shit on this company or that company or whatever.
Or that wrestler, or this
Or
wrestler.
yes, but at the end of the day, as much as we complain, wrestling has to be special to some degree if people are still watching it, even after the curtain call in 1990 whatever,
6.
and the Montreal Screwjob and all of these events that made people not want to believe in wrestling anymore. You don't have. It's like when you go to the movie theater to watch a movie. You know it's fake, but
Yeah.
you still watch it anyway.
Right.
That's how
Yeah.
wrestling is to me. It's something special. It's entertainment, and uh, I, wrestling fans are gonna always complain, but at the end of the day, it's still we still love it,
Mhm.
no matter what.
I agree. Do you listen to Kurt Angle show?
No,
Oh, you
I probably
should.
should.
Yeah, it's really good. In one of I think it's the first or second episode, Kurt Angle talks about how when he was when he was a kid, he um, was it him? I think it was him. How he thought wrestling's fake or whatever, and I think he said that he thought they were stuntmen. Um, I'm pretty sure I remember that right. We listen to it and you tell me if I'm right or not.
All right,
But he said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh no, I was just saying I will listen to it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's the one that said when he was younger he thought they were all stuntmen until he actually got into wrestling and realized that they weren't. Which I've heard that a lot actually. That wrestlers are just stuntmen. That's I guess kind of in a way, but not like Hollywood stuntmen.
Right.
Like Shane McMahon, you can make a pretty good case that he would like to be he'd want to be a stuntman back in the day, but he's not. He's an actual. He's not even a wrestler technically. So,
Right.
but it's just crazy to me the way that fans hate. Like I like WWE and AEW for different reasons. I think WWE storytelling is better, and I think AEW wrestling better. Like that's just what I feel.
Okay.
And like when people say that WWE is stupid because whatever reason, it's like who gives a shit? Like who cares? Honestly, like you said earlier. Or like you just said, actually, wrestling has to be. We all have to like it somewhere, right? Like we can't just, we can't just be like, oh well, this sucks. I'm never watching it, but then also still continue to watch it. Like there has to be something there for us that keeps coming back. You know what I mean? So you know what? Just like if we're talking football or whatever, like what you like. You like what you like. Watch what you like. Just stop complaining, honestly.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're all fans of a sport, a very good sport we all love, we all want to be a part of.
Yep.
Whether you think one company's bad or this person's bad or whatever, like it's just we all just love this, And I don't know, it doesn't really make sense to me sometimes.
I get it.
All right. Well, I want to thank Dee for joining me on the rebirth of Cheap Marks. I'm gonna have to have you on more, man.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right. So thank you for joining me here. I know it's kind of out of the blue. I didn't have any notes or anything. We went all over the place, man.
Yeah.
Oh God. I want to thank everyone for listening to this. If you listen on YouTube, thank you. Go subscribe to the channel. If you listen on the Weathers Media Podcast Network, thank you. This might just be exclusive, or maybe not. I don't know. If you guys want videos, I might put it up on Patreon. I don't know yet. Thank you everybody for listening, and we will see you next time on Cheap Marks. Thank you.